it's the final day of our insect study. I hope you really enjoyed our book today. If you haven't gotten to it yet, make sure you do because it's really funny. We thought it would be a good way to end this study. For our math activity today, we are going to be making an insect graph. This one is a little bit different than the ones that we've been doing because there's no box up here with all the animals in it. We're actually going to roll and then graph what we roll. So the insects should all look familiar to you because they're actually all insects that we talked about during this study. We have a ladybug, a grasshopper, an ant, a butterfly, a bumblebee, and a fly. Now you'll notice these aren't in color, so maybe after you're done graphing, you want to color all your insects. The way we're going to do this activity is that, along with your graph, was a printable die that you could print, and then we're going to use it to roll, and then we'll graph which insect comes up. It's a little tricky to get the cube together, so if that doesn't work for you, I also did it this way. I just printed out that page with the die. This one I did that secret ink saving trick where I did 2 pages per sheet so that these came out smaller and didn't use as much ink. But anyway, this is just the die, but instead of cutting it out, I just cut out all the squares, and I'm going to put them in a brown paper bag and pull the insects from it that way. So like I said, if making the die is a little bit too tricky, you need tape and need to play with it a little bit. So if that's too hard, just do it this way. Also, if you want to make your own graph, that's awesome. And if you don't want to print the first page of the document, you can also just draw each of these insects. So totally up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to show you how we do it both of the different ways. Let me move that so it's nice and bright. So the first way is by rolling our die. So it doesn't really roll, but I'm going to throw it up in the air. And it landed on a ladybug. So since ladybugs are red, I think I'll pick red for that one. Oh, and look, a ladybug is the first square here. So I like to outline my box first. Whoops, not a great outline. And then color in between. Now, you probably remember from our other graphing that sometimes it's really hard to color in the lines like that. So it's easier to actually cut out rectangles that are this size so your child can glue them in there. Whichever way works for you is awesome. Let's roll again and see what we get. Ooh, this time I got a grasshopper. Woo! We jumped like grasshoppers during this study. So next I'm going to color that. What color does this grasshopper look like? It's green, so I'm going to use my green marker for this one. Wow, look, this is actually the next insect on my graph. Funny how that worked out. So once again, I'm going to outline the rectangle and then color in that space. Let's try again. It'll be funny if we get the ant this time. Ah, we did it. We got a fly. Oh, those pesky flies. I was out in my yard today and they were following me around. They can be quite pesky. All right, so this fly is black. So I am going to use, maybe I'm not because I don't see, oh, I have a black Sharpie. That'll work. So I'm going to use black for this one. And color it in, doing your best to stay within the lines. Okay, so far I have rolled 1 fly, 1 grasshopper, and 1 ladybug. And I have no ants, butterflies, or bumblebees. Let's roll again and see what I get. Ooh, this time I got the ant. All right, I am going to use brown for my ant. All right, let's do a couple more. Roll a ladybug. So I'm gonna go back to my red because that's what color I used before. And color in that rectangle. So if you look at my graph right now, which insect do I have the most of? I've rolled the most ladybugs because I've rolled 1, 2, and 2, or this tower, is taller than any of the other ones. Let's try one without the die. If you're going to do it like this and print them out and put them in a bag, I'm going to shake them all up, reach in, and pull out. Bzzz. I pulled out the bee. So for the bee, I'm going to use yellow. All right, how about we do 2 more? You can do this for as long as you want. You can play until one of your towers is full. You can pick a predetermined amount of insects you want to pull, up to you. I'm going to put the bumblebee back in my bag. Let's see. This time I got the grasshopper again. So what color did I use? Green. So now I'll color in that rectangle. And there we go. All right, 1 more. I think I'm gonna go back to the die for this one because I like throwing this one in the air. Ready? Oh, I got the fly. So back to my black marker. My black marker is a little bit trickier because it's a Sharpie, so the point is a little bit thinner, a little more difficult to fill the box. But that's okay. When we're coloring, we just do our best. All right. So that's it. So now I'm going to look at my graph and use a little math talk and figure out what happened in my rolling graph. So maybe I want to figure out which insect I found the most of. Now to know which insect you got the most of, you're going to look for the tower that's the tallest. Now actually, if we look at my graph, I have 3 towers that are the same height. Red, green, and black. They all were rolled 1, 2 times. So ladybugs, grasshoppers, and flies are the insects that I got the most. Now let's see which insect I rolled the least. So that means I'm looking for the tower that is the shortest. Now this might be kind of tricky because you might think these 2, but actually it's the butterfly, because the butterfly, I didn't get to color any of the rectangles. So I had 0 butterflies. Just to show you, the butterfly is on the cube, but as chance has it, I didn't roll it any times. So butterflies were the insects that I rolled the least. Now maybe, to just add some counting in, I want to count how many total times I rolled the insects. So we're going to count each colored rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I rolled or pulled an insect 8 different times. Awesome. So I hope you guys have fun with this new graph. There's also a spot for your name up here, so do your best to try writing or tracing your name. I'm going to do that when I hang up and probably color my insects because that's super fun. So have fun with this math, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.